This video will show you how to create an audio narrated animation interaction in Captivate. This interaction as defined here is one wherein an animation is played on a screen in synchronization with a background narration or sound. There can be many different variations that it can create based on this definition, but here I shall show you how to create a very simple version which will demonstrate the basic concept. This concept will remain same even in more sophisticated examples that you may create. This first slide shows you an example of the interaction. Let's preview it. The Earth revolves around the Sun in approximately 365 days. Okay, so as you saw, there was an animation on the slide with a synchronized audio narration in the background. Let's create this interaction from the beginning. So for the stage, you basically need three oval shapes and a text box. The oval objects can be inserted by selecting the shape drop-down. Okay, here's the sun. Then here is the earth, and finally the orbit. To format the objects, you need to select them individually and then go to the properties pane here and change the desired options. Okay, so it's all done except for the text box, which I will now insert from the text drop down. And your stage is ready. The next step is to add animation. You do this by selecting the object and then going to the timings pane. Here you need to select the oval representing the earth, and then in this drop down select motion path and then select circle. You can also change the duration of the animation from over here if you like. Make sure to match the motion path to the drawn circle on the stage. It's a little tricky as it's difficult to adjust the motion path, so you may have to adjust the one that you drew earlier. That's all. Your earth is now ready to revolve with these simple steps. Now, since the text box was invisible in the beginning and then it appeared, you also need to add an animation to that. For that, you need to select the text box and then again go to the timings pane, and in the basic animation set, select alpha. You can also manipulate the timing of the animation from the options available here, but it's easier to do that through the timeline as shown later in the video. So now since the animation is all set, you need to add the sound. For adding the sound, you have two options. You can either record your sound directly through Captivate or you can add a sound file to your slide. To record the audio, you need to click on the record option here, but if you have the recording, like I do, you need to go to the media drop down and then select audio. More on recording options can be found in the concept modules. The audio file that you import will basically be accessible through the timeline, which brings us to the final step of the process. Timeline adjustments is the key to creating the synchronization and order of the animation. So here you basically want all the objects to be on the stage from the beginning, but for the sound clip and the text to appear when the earth is about to complete its revolution. You also know that you set the duration of the earth's revolution to 2 seconds. So to play the sound after the earth's revolution, you just need to drag the sound timeline such that it begins at 2 seconds. Similarly, since you want the text to appear After the sound is about to finish, you again need to drag the text box timeline approximately to where you think the soundbite says 365. Now I'm using approximation here, but you can also exactly calculate when you need your text box to appear by noting the time to recording and then adjusting the timeline accordingly. That's all, your animation is ready. Let's preview and check. The Earth revolves around the Sun in approximately 365 days. And well, it works. As I said in the introduction, this is a very simple demonstration of an audio narrated interaction, and you can create many different versions based on the same concept. The key is to add the animation and manipulate the timeline. I hope you create some interesting animations and post examples in the section below.